Hello, this is part 2 of a particle count test I did on my Toyota car after all the fluids were vandalized with some type of dirt. What I've done is, in the previous video, you'll find that I've sent in a loop analysis and I had them count particles in the engine oil. The sample I sent in come out of the filter after 200 miles, and it was well beyond the condemned limits. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the difference. And I have the report back. It was sampled around 1,800 miles since it was washed out. And what I'm going to show you is the ISO cleanliness code. You might have to look this up online, but I'm going to show you some papers from the lab, and you can just like full screen your video, and then maybe you can read it a little bit and get a better understanding of what this test is used for and what typical numbers are for different things. There's no set number for a gasoline engine, but there is one listed for a diesel engine, and I'll show you my numbers. Okay, grab you a piece of paper and write these numbers down. In May of 2012, my ISO cleanliness code was 24 23 20, and in August of this year, just about 2 weeks ago, I ran the identical test on it. This is the same viscosity of engine oil, and the ISO cleanliness code come back 4 6 14. Let me get a little better picture here. And there's a huge difference in those. So there's no question that there was some kind of dirt added to this engine oil to make it that filthy. And let me show you them pages I was talking about. Let me get my camera focused down here on this paper. This is through Polaris Labs, and that's who does some of my testing. This kind of explains what the particle count is used for. I'm going to scoot this up and just let you read it at your leisure. Hope you can see this. You can see the diesel engine on here is 17, 16, 14, and that would be the condemned limits on it. Let me get you another page here. We got one more page. These are the actual numbers, and I'll try to explain how this works. Okay, my last number was 4 6 14. The first number is 4 microns, which is a very small number. The oil film is actually 3 microns. So if I've got a 4 here, this means I have approximately 0.1 . particles per milliliter. My next number was 6, which means I'm looking around 0.4 to 0.5 particles per milliliter, which is basically a quarter teaspoon. Then my last one is 14. That's showing I'm looking at 80 to 160 particles per milliliter. And on my first test I had 24, which is way down here, and that's a minimum of 80,000 particles. And in the 4 micron size. Then the 6 micron size, I believe I had a 23, which is a minimum of 40,000. And my last number was 20, which means I had between 5,000 and 10,000 particles in the 14 micron size. Which that's a huge difference when on the condemn limits is up here around 16. And I was scoring 40,000 and above. And this is showing around 500 as the average. None of the things listed on the other page was over 2,500. It was basically 2,500 was the cap on the condemn limits. And I'm sitting down here between 80,000 and 160,000 on my dirty sample. I hope this has brought a little bit of light to some of the people if you don't understand the technical aspects of oil testing. This was a special test. It's not a standard test. But this is kind of my position here is I've had some contamination. Insurance won't accept the fact that I've identified this. They're trying to use any trick they can get by with to diminish my claim on this. And their own lab reports identified chrome and aluminum and iron and a few other trace elements. And I took this car to 2 different dealerships, and both of them said the compression was crappy on it. It was below standard, and the insurance company basically wants me to pay for the teardown, so it's going to cost me $2,000 to have my engine tore down and put back together, and they might tell me my car is only worth $1,000. So there's been a big issue here about getting this work done and the diagnostic work completed. I really want to share with you the results of this latest test, and it's kind of been an eye opener for me too. But on my last test, I'm showing 6 ppm of iron, 5 ppm of chrome, a little bit of aluminum, a little bit of copper, shows some lead. I'm actually showing more chrome in this sample than I am in a previous sample that runs several thousand miles. I got reason to believe the piston rings are damaged, but can't really say for sure without tearing into it. Thanks for watching, and I'm hoping to get some other content published here soon.